Hello everybody and welcome to the From Hills and part 3 of our Tenerife travel vlog. Coming up in today's episode, we travel up Mount Teide, take a trip around different parts of the island, and experience the Tenerifean culture, food and architecture. Currently waiting for the bus to take us on our Teide tour. There has just been one bus turn up, but unfortunately they said that we weren't on that trip, even though they didn't look at our tickets, which we thought's a bit odd, so I'm hoping it's not that one. I'm hoping it is a different one. So we're up very early, it's just gone 8:30, we've been up since 7. We were told that we booked out through a company called Island Excursions. We were told that the bus would be have Island Excursions in window and pink sign. That bus did turn up, but he says it wasn't for us. And then a Jet 2 bus turned up, which we thought wasn't going to be for us. But when we showed our barcode, it was the right bus, so we're currently sitting on a Jet 2 bus, didn't book through Jet 2. So I hope we're in the right place, so we'll see where we end up. So we'll first stop off. We've been advised to get these little almond cakes. on in that video.
And then windows.
So the bus stopped us off in Ico de la Vinos, I believe we were in, and in a little shop. And we got some souvenirs. We got some honey and we got some cactus jam. We did get to try the cactus jam and different liqueurs. The cactus jam was actually nice, so we bought some of that. So we've come to a restaurant. You get the homemade Canarian wine. I can't remember what it's called, which is alright. We don't really like wine anyway, but it's not very harsh. It's a dry wine. It's not very sweet. It's quite mild. Best is how I can describe it. It's a 3-course set menu. So this is what's on the menu. The wine's included in the price, and it is €17 per person. And you get a basket of bread and some dips as well, included. So the bread was nice, we've had that as our starter. The dips, I think that one is some sort of avocado. It's a bit bland, it doesn't really taste much. This one is like a pepper dip, I think. Like a red pepper dip. It's a little bit spicy. That one's really tasty. And the bread was nice. David, how are you enjoying the wine? We don't like wine, do we? It's not very harsh though, is it?
No, it's not, but it's wine.
I cannot compare it to anything because we literally don't drink wine at home. All I can say is it's dry and it's not harsh and it's not sweet.
It doesn't taste like cheese.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like cheese.
Normally.
And it's a really like gold colour, isn't it? Right, so this is our chicken soup. It's quite a large portion.
It's chicken noodle soup, actually.
Chicken noodle soup, yeah, or chicken spaghetti soup. It's got carrots in. We've all went for the same. Hi everybody, right, so we made it back from our excursion to Mount Teide. and some surrounding villages around the north side of the island. Just a couple of thoughts and points if it is something that you are considering. Young children will be bored. There's nothing really much for them to do. Paige was alright, but she would have preferred to stay obviously at home or just not do it at all. It was a lot more time on the bus than we expected. You don't get a lot of free time and to wander around Teide itself, the national park. And the villages that we stopped off at, again, you don't really get a lot of free time. It's very much a guided tour with maybe 20 minutes, half an hour at each place, which is barely enough time to sort of, you know, get yourself coffee, look in the gift shops, nip to the toilet. So yeah, it was a lot more time on the bus than we were expecting. I would have preferred to have a little bit more free time in Teide National Park and at some of the various different places that we stopped along the way. I think the tour itself was worth the money, so we paid €53 per person. I'm sure I was looking at it before we came, booking directly with Jet2, and I'm sure it was only €43 with them. I might be wrong, but it might be worth checking. Obviously a few different prices before booking. Unfortunately we didn't book it before we came. We missed the Jet2 on the first morning, and I didn't want to sort of miss booking the excursion, so we booked it with the guy that was just in the hotel reception. But yeah, I think overall it was well worth the money. The food that we got in the little restaurant, I know I didn't put any pictures on of sort of the main meal, but it was basically a chicken on the bone and in some sort of like red sauce, which didn't really have a lot of flavour. Some whole potatoes and a little bit of like coleslaw on the side, which was a bit odd. Paige didn't like any of it at all. And I think for €17 per person for the food that you got, compared to €16 that we paid in Amanda's bar last night, the food quality was just so much better. The desserts were nicer, the starters were nicer, the mains were nicer. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily, if I was going to do it again, I'm not saying I wouldn't do the trip again, but if I was going to do it, I certainly wouldn't go to the restaurant that they tell you to go to just for ease. There was a few other little cafes around, so you could have potentially popped into there, or you had the option to take your own packed lunch as well if you wanted to do that. So yeah, I think, like I said, overall, I think the excursion was pretty good. We stopped at a few different places. The Vino, Icod Los Vino, sorry if I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. We sort of stopped at Masca for 10 minutes, tiny little village on the side of a cliff on the north side of the island. So we literally just stopped there for 10 minutes. People got off the bus, looked at the views, because there was some phenomenal views. So there was some beautiful views there. We stopped at a few different gift shops. Obviously got a few little souvenirs, and you do get to taste quite a lot of the stuff as well, which I liked. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it for kids, and I wouldn't do the restaurant that they recommend just if you do this tour going forwards. But Mount Teide itself, if I knew then when I booked it what I know now, I would probably just book the excursion at Mount Teide, because I feel that the other places weren't really our kind of thing. The villages were alright, but again, you weren't in them very long. We didn't really get to explore anywhere, and I would have liked more time on Teide National Park. So I think in hindsight, we probably should have just booked something on Teide and had a bit more time to just wander around that area, because it is obviously still other views and everything. But yeah, anyway, we've been changed. We've got some clean clothes. I couldn't think of the word there, still tired. Refreshed ourselves, had about half an hour nap, and we got back to the apartment, and we're now headed downstairs in the restaurant for tea. Not sure on plans for the night. We're going to see what's in the hotel bar. We did spend more money on this trip today, including the food, than what we wanted to. So obviously if we want to stay in the hotel bar, because it's going to be all inclusive, save ourselves a little bit of money. But if the entertainment's crap, or not to our taste, we might just head out, see what's on in Amanda's, or see what's on in Alva's bar. So we'll see. But yeah, let's go and get some food. So it's Mexican night tonight, so I've went for chili con carne, some sort of spicy rice. I think that's a beef burrito and a wrap just to put my chili in. There's no sour cream though, which I was a little bit disappointed about. Dave got the same, but he got chips, and that's another sort of meat Mexican wrap thing, and a chicken wing. Paige got spaghetti bolognese with corn on the cob and cheese. She said it's really nice. Thanks everybody for watching part 3 of our Tenerife travel vlog, and coming up in part 4 we take a trip to Del Duque beach, try out a local Chinese restaurant, we try our first barraquito and spend our last night on the island, unfortunately, before arriving home to say hello to Simba, who's missed us terribly. So stay tuned for part 4, subscribe now, and thanks for watching.